Welcome back. This is Joe Blasco again here with Greg Cannom. We were speaking, Greg, about the film The Fury. Let's continue with that subject.
So when I started with Rick, he was working on The Fury and the Incredible Melting Man. And he built all these incredible makeup effects for The Fury.
Yes.
Fake bodies and exploding heads, and it was just so much fun working with him. You know, he was my idol, and I was so lucky at the time. But we'd go down in the set, and he'd do makeups, and I'd watch and help him a little bit, whatever. But William Tuttle was doing the straight makeup on the show.
And William Tuttle, for all of you around the world, William Tuttle was the head of the makeup department for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Pictures for what, 35, 40 years?
Oh, yeah.
You'll see the name William Tuttle, makeup created by, and I always felt that was a very unique title. Mm-hmm. He was the first makeup artist to actually put makeup created by William Tuttle.
I didn't know that.
And it was normally just makeup artist or makeup supervisor. So it kind of set him apart. I thought it was kind of a classier way, you know, of introducing his name. But again, head of makeup for MGM for many, many years, and you got a chance to work with the man.
Yeah, I met him on set, and he was showing us little things, how he did makeups on other shows and that. But you know, I'm a great fan of his. Like I said, the other ones that influenced me was
Seven Faces of
Seven
Dr.
Faces
Lau.
of Dr. Lau and the Morlocks. You know,
Yes, the Time Machine.
yeah, just
We all remember the original Time Machine. Now, not the one that was recently done, but the original Time Machine. That was George Pell produced that film, and MGM released it, and William Tuttle did the makeup for it. And they had such fabulous, distorted kind of looking faces. It was incredibly well done. Yeah, and the glowing eyes, and the white
hair.
fur hanging down. If you haven't ever seen it, check it out and see if you can find a DVD. I know DVD. They're available under the title "The Time Machine," but be certain that you're going to purchase the original Time Machine for the makeup done by William Tuttle.
Yeah, so it was incredible. So I got to meet him and talk to him and ask him questions. And the makeups he was doing on the show, the straight makeups on the actors, I was absolutely shocked in person how heavy they were.
Yes.
I would have never thought you would do makeups that heavy. And they were, you know, I couldn't believe it, and I was just looking at him, and it was, you know, beautifully blended and everything, and I was just shocked, and I was like, God, I could never do that. It's way too heavy. And then when the movie came out, and I saw it on the big screen,
perfect.
You couldn't tell they were wearing makeup.
Right, exactly. That was one of the things that I learned early on, because I was when I came to Hollywood, my first. What I wanted to do first was to make it as thin and as non-existent and just a skin stain, you know, for extremely what I felt would be a very, very natural look. And I looked around and I saw the makeup artist just, you know, packing on the pancake, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what is this going to look like on screen? When I saw it on screen, just as you did, it looks very real. This is what I found out. Because the process is a two-dimensional process. Our eyes see in 3 dimensions. But the camera only it's because we have 2 eyes, and the brain puts it together as one picture and within us. But the camera has only 1 eye. It has the lens. So what the camera does is it takes the 3 dimension and it flattens it to 2 dimension, and all you have to have is actually whatever the coat may be of makeup. It can be very, very thin and not provide coverage, or it can be a little heavier and provide coverage. But as long as the coverage on the skin is continuous and not splotchy, it will not read as heavy makeup, because the light hits the surface of the skin, bounces back into the eye of the camera, and being that it's all completely even, it registers as the actual skin and not as heavy makeup. And that amazed me. So from that point on, at ABC, I started doing heavy makeups, and everybody loved it, you know, and it looked terrific.
It changed my career.
Changed our lives.
When we did The Howling on Eddie Picardo, I started layering in makeups, and I would layer in colors upon colors upon
Right,
colors.
right.
And in person, it looked horrible.
Yeah.
It was so caked on, but then on film, it looks translucent.
Exactly.
You can see the colors through
right
the colors.
through it. It picks it right
And
up.
that was a great film to experiment on. And then from then on, it was me and blotchy and heavy, and and it still works today.
Absolutely.
Actually.
Tell me, we'll talk more about that because we're going to talk about the PM colors, the prosthetic makeup colors, the actual foundation makeups that are intended for use over appliances. And William Tuttle had a fantastic PM makeup. And there are several really very good PM makeups available on the market. I manufacture one, RCMA manufactures one. Bill Tuttle had manufactured an exquisite line of PM makeup. And now, Greg, you, I understand, are embarking on also manufacturing your own line of PM makeup. Is that correct?
Well, I'm experimenting with it still, so I might be.
So there's the possibility of that.
There's the possibility.
All right. Well, very good. Well, we look forward to seeing that. Very good. The name Henry Winkler comes to mind as being a name that was somewhat influential in your career to some extent. Can you explain that to us?
That was the first makeup I ever did myself. I was with Rick, and they came, and he couldn't do it, and so he said, well, talk to me. And so I did American Christmas Carol was the name of the TV movie, and we shot up in Canada, but it was the first time I'd gone out of the States, and I was I was a young kid, and I worked with Henry, and I had to do an old age makeup and age him from young to very old.
Yes.
And I had about 9 days to create the makeup, and I didn't know what I was doing, but it actually turned out pretty good. One mistake I made was I was trying to keep his cheeks thin, so I did the appliance where it came in like this, and with the age down here,
Right,
and
jowls.
of course right in here it all wrinkled up on his skin, and that was a nightmare. But don't ever do that. Always take it back
All the way back to the year. Now, let me clarify. When you say Rick couldn't do it, you meant he wasn't available to
Yeah.
do it. Is that
Yes.
correct? His schedule would not permit.
Yes.
How many months? How long did you work with Rick? Was it years or months or at his actual lab?
1 or 2 years.
1 or 2 years.
I did It's Alive, It Lives Again.
It's Alive.
He had done It's Alive. I did It Lives Again with him, and I got to create the baby monsters.
This
and
was the
paint 'em
demonic
and make
baby.
the eyes form
Yes,
from
yes.
his molds and everything
Yes.
for this sequel, and he made a mechanical puppet, and this really cool little mechanical puppet, and that's it was pretty crude, but that was the beginning of special makeup effects.
Yes, yes.
And this baby, the eyes moved and roared, and it was amazing. And to sit there and watch him create this, and then I also got to play the baby monster in the film.
You played the baby monster in the film?
Yes.
Well, this is news to us.
The male one, there was a female one, and Rick's wife played that. But I got most of the scenes, and I went around in this huge makeup with the eyes up here and huge giant teeth crawling around.
Do you have pictures of you in the makeup? Or having
somewhere.
the makeup applied? I'd love to see them.
Somewhere.
You know what? We're going to stop just for a second.
Sure.
We're going to be back, and we're going to be talking about Greg's work with Rick Baker on the film Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. So don't you go away, and we'll be right back.